Welcome back to New Meadowlands Stadium. The Giants won an off-season coin toss with the Jets, earning the right to host the first home game. It will be the Jets and the Ravens here tomorrow night. The Giants lost today's coin toss, so Lawrence Tynes will kick off to John Fox's Carolina Panthers, the former Giants defensive coordinator.
I'm excited to see this offense today. Matt Moore, we talked to him yesterday. He was excited about the game plan, and what people have to understand is when John Fox goes through the preseason, he's trying to find that 53-man roster, very different from what Tom Coughlin was doing. When he did that, the offense struggled during the course of the preseason because they were playing a style of football that's not true to what Carolina does during the course of the season. We're going to get to see the Carolina offense for the first time this afternoon.
Panthers were also without three key starters throughout the entire preseason on the offensive side. We are underway. Short kick by Tynes. Bounces in front of Mike Goodson. Takes it from the 11. That is met at the 22 by DJ Johnson. So Matt Moore, who started 5 games for the Panthers last season, won 4 of the 5, replaces Jake Delhomme, who is now in Cleveland.
The most important thing that we found out during the course of our visit with the Panthers is they are completely confident in Matt Moore's abilities as their starting quarterback. And that's irreplaceable, not only for your team, but for Matt Moore. He understands that. That's going to really, really help him during the course of the season with his performance.
D'Angelo Williams in the backfield. 2 tight end set on first down. Play action. Moore can't find anyone downfield. He takes off and slides down at the 29-yard line. Gain of 7.
Looks like they're staying with that pass game right off the bat, Moose, something that we didn't expect.
Yeah, a little bit of a curveball. You see the starters right there. We probably expected a handoff to D'Angelo Williams. Dwayne Jarrett, one of those things that they were looking at during the course of training camp and preseason, trying to find somebody to go opposite Steve Smith, and there's that offensive line. Everything will start with those guys up front in the way that Carolina plays offensive football.
Jeff Schwartz replacing the injured Jeff Otah at right tackle. Second down and 3, the handoff to D'Angelo Williams. Not much. Gains just 1. Justin Tuck in on the tackle. The Giants' defensive captain along with Rocky Bernard.
Well, you can see why the strength of the defense lies in the front. Just look at the guys right there. Chris Canty, hopefully he can stay healthy this year. Banged up last year. Here's the question mark, in my opinion, that linebacker group. Jonathan Goff gets the start in the middle. Keith Bullock, just 8 months removed from an ACL surgery. I think they're going to be fine on the back end. Antrell Roll brings in that takeaway potential in that defense, and Kenny Phillips, very, very important to have him bend up back at that safety spot.
Full down and 2 for the Panthers on their opening possession, and Williams is stopped short. Chris Canty, there he is now, the former Cowboy, started only 4 games last season on the tackle for the Giants, so the Panthers go 3 and out.
Chris Canty was a very favorite player in Dallas, one of the fans' biggest guys, and him not being in that lineup last year was one of the reasons. Their injuries are a part of the game of football, and you always have to play through it. But when you have a season like this defense did last year, when you look at some of the injuries and what happened, you can understand. I'm not saying that that's the reason, but there were some things that contributed to the Giants playing poorly down the stretch.
Jason Baker punting from his own 22-yard line. Bounces in front of Darius Reynaud, the former Viking. And he is met at the 33-yard line. First by number 83, Charlie Martin. And Martin is slow to get up off the turf.
Well, this is a heads-up play by Darius Reynaud. Don't let that ball hit the ground. But there you see the collision by Charlie Martin. Not only with Darius Reynaud, but with his teammate who came in from the other side.
Yeah, sometimes that's the most dangerous when you get hit with guys on your own team. Everybody running to that ball.
Welcome back to New Meadowlands Stadium. First offensive possession for Eli Manning and the New York Giants. From their own 33-yard line, Ahmad Bradshaw Makes his second career start at running back. Off the play fake. Manning complete to his tight end, Kevin Voss. 11-yard pickup. A Giants first down.
The Giants had a crazy preseason. This group did not play for one snap during the course of training camp and preseason. They were just never able to stay healthy. At the same time, Ahmad Bradshaw gets to start over Brandon Jacobs. And here's the big question, this offensive line. I think they're going to be fine. They know each other. They didn't have to develop any chemistry. The big question with these guys is, can they stay healthy throughout the season?
And I think they will get better as the game goes on today.
From the 44, number 44, Bradshaw tripped up in the backfield, loss of 3.
And a lot of penetration on that last play by this Panther defense. Now, this was the question mark coming into camp for Carolina. They expected the offense to be the group that would make some strides, and the defense would struggle without Julius Peppers. You notice there that he wasn't in that defensive line group. But this defense came together very early, made some great plays. They generated a ton of pressure on quarterbacks through the preseason, very deep across that defensive line front.
Peppers now a member of the Chicago Bears. Second down and 13. 3 wide receivers set. Inside handoff to Bradshaw. Cuts to the outside. Penalty marker as Bradshaw gains 3. Up to the 44-yard line. Brought down by Captain Munnerlyn.
Nice job by Bradshaw going and recognizing all the defensive linemen on the inside, cutting it to the outside and making something out of nothing on that play, Darryl.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
Left tackle, David Deal.
Yeah, he did get outside, Tony, but watch the fill right there. There's Charles Godfrey. He's first, and here comes some help from the secondary again. You see the hold on David Deal right there, but great run support by the Carolina Panthers getting up. And as you said, Tony, as he tried to bounce outside Ahmad Bradshaw, they continually filled those running lanes.
Penalty forcing the Giants back to their own 31-yard line. Second down and 23. 3 receivers set. Free play. Manning fires downfield, too high for Voss. But as you heard from Goose, it was a free play for the Giants.
Oh, this is not good for the Giants right now. Kevin Voss is slow getting up, and they have no depth at tight end to begin with.
Defense, number 61. 5-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
This is a group that came into the regular season with 2 tight ends, Kevin Voss and Travis Beckham. He goes up for a ball thrown high and behind. Sherrod Martin comes in and gives him a big hit.
I'll tell you what, we talked about the free play earlier. Sean O'Hara does a great job of getting that free play.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Welcome back. Kevin Voss heading off the field to the Giants locker room.
Well, this is going to be a point of emphasis this year. Now watch as Sherrod Martin comes in. It's the shoulder. It's not helmet to helmet. It's the shoulder. So a clean hit by Sherrod Martin. But unfortunately for the Giants, they are down to 1 tight end right now as Kevin Voss goes into the locker room.
And another tight end is Travis Beckham, split wide to the right. Manning on second down, deflected and then picked off. Intended for Hakeem Nicks, and then intercepted by Charles Godfrey.
Eli Manning had felt that his young group of receivers took a big stride this year. Hakeem Nicks, Mario Manningham.
That ball is exactly where it needed to be, Darryl.
But, you know, they're understanding it more, but they've got to produce. This is the one area of the offense I think you don't have to worry a whole lot about. Yeah, Hakeem Nicks has to go up and make that catch. He's got it on the back shoulder. It's a little bit high, but Hakeem Nicks has to make that play.
3rd career pick for Godfrey. Panthers start in Giants territory from the 49-yard line. They went 3 and out on their opening possession. D'Angelo Williams up the middle. Big hole. First down and more. He is inside the 30, the 20, and finally forced out of bounds by Terrell Thomas after gaining 29 yards.
This is just a straight lead draw. And the problem comes with the linebacker not being able to get up and fill that hole. Watch the block by the fullback. Look at the distance. Look at the hole for D'Angelo Williams to get through. Tony, he's 8 yards downfield before he even has to make a decision to break outside.
What a great block by the fullback coming up there. I'll tell you. I think me and you could have ran through that hole, Darryl.
Williams out, Jonathan Stewart in. He rushed for 206 against the Giants last season. Stewart on his first carry today, gaining 2 yards. So the Panthers are in the red zone. There's D'Angelo Williams. Williams and Stewart last season, first set of teammates in NFL history to each rush for at least 1,100 yards.
So that's impressive, and that's what this Carolina offense is. It's based on the running game and the strengths of D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. And Jonathan Stewart, one of those guys that you mentioned at the top, Tony, that wasn't a part of training camp. He did not participate for one snap. He was getting healthy from some off-season surgeries.
Stewart split to the right, 2nd and 8. Moore lobs one up towards the end zone, and it is picked off by Deion Grant, the former Carolina Panther who spent the last 3 years in Seattle.
Matt Moore does not make a good decision on this play. You cannot lock the ball up like that with all those defensive backs back there.
Grant ruled down to the end zone, 1st and 10 from the 20.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Jeep. By FedEx, we understand you need a winning game plan. FedEx. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Giants had only 13 interceptions all of last season. Their new coordinator, Perry Fuel, emphasizing turnovers.
And we'll get into that, the style of play that he's going to have his defensive backs doing during the course of the season to hopefully increase that number of interceptions.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line as Bradshaw gains 1 as we check in for the first time today with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Kurt?
A lot of folks are wondering when, if at all, Wes Welker would be back this season. Well, he's back. Scores the first Sunday touchdown of the campaign, 9 yards out from Tom Brady. Welker putting the Patriots on top 7-0 against Cincinnati. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, thanks, Kurt. No score here. Already 2 turnovers. Eli Manning picked off during the Giants' first possession, and then Matt Moore gave it right back. 2nd down and 9 as Bradshaw tries to cut it back inside, breaks away from James Anderson, but then tackled by John Beeson.
That offensive line needs to stop the penetration on the line of scrimmage. Exactly what happened. Carolina Panthers get the penetration. There's nowhere to go and cut to the outside. This group looks like they haven't played together so far this year.
Well, right there, it's the injury to Kevin Voss, Goose. It's Travis Beckham, and he's blocking a defensive end, Tyler Brayton. You know, that was one of the concerns that Tom Coughlin has, is the blocking by the tight ends. And right there, that's one of those mismatches where you've got defensive end against tight end, and he just drove Travis Beckham into the backfield.
Loss of 8. Now 3rd down and 17. This is Beckham, the tight end. And he's tackled at the 15-yard line by Marcus Hudson. So the Giants forced to punt.
It's going to be tough for them to overcome this. You practice all week. You have your game plan put in, and all of a sudden Travis Beckham becomes your go-to guy at tight end. That affects you all the way down the pecking order right now, too, because you don't have a number 2 tight end. There's no 2 tight end package. Will Beatty would come in as your 3rd tight end in short yardage and goal line situations, but they're going to have to stay a 1 tight end offense the rest of the afternoon.
Matt Dodge, the rookie out of East Carolina, his first regular season punt of the National Football League. Captain Mutterlin on the return inside the Giants' 40, the 30, and finally taken down. So a big return by Mutterlin. Michael Boley made the tackle, 41-yard punt, 27 on the return.
And the reason there was 27 on the return, there was absolutely no hang time on that punt by Matt Dodge.
Feeling the pressure as a rookie.
Dodge replacing the 22-year veteran Jeff Fiegels, who retired during the offseason, spent the last 7 years with the Giants.
Now, he's got a strong leg. He can kick the ball far, but it's the consistency that worries the Giants. And you can see right there, you get those low-line drives, they're going to come back at you pretty quick in the NFL.
Panthers start their 2nd consecutive drive in Giants territory. D'Angelo Williams gaining 2 down to the 27-yard line. Antrell Roll, the tackle.
And Matt Moore just has to be smart in this situation right now. When they got the ball down here last time, just a terrible decision on that throw into the end zone. Let's go back and take a look at this. I mean, you've got 5 defenders all around the ball. Gary Barnidge, your tight end, releases down the middle of the field. Work the outside. What are you looking at, Matt Moore? I mean, look at this. You got 5 guys. And then you float the ball. I thought he was going to try and fit one in, and on top of that, he floated it down the field.
On 2nd and 8, here's Williams once again. And he was tackled from behind by Michael Boley at the 25-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 6.
There's Perry Field, the new defensive coordinator for the New York Giants. His guys are pretty excited about this defense. One of the things that Perry needs to find, though, he needs to find somebody at the linebacker level or from the secondary that can become a blitzer. All the pressure that the Giants have been generating in the preseason coming from that defensive line, that front 4, they need to find somebody who can come off the edge or up the middle on some blitzes.
Moore out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 6. Everybody out. And the catch is made by Steve Smith for a 1st down. And Smith stepped out of bounds at the 11-yard line, but the Panthers able to move the chains. First completion for Moore today.
I mean, right on cue. Here they come. They're all coming in, but is anybody going to be able to get to the quarterback? Everybody gets picked up. They had one guy, Corey Webster, was turned free, but he had such a poor angle from the left side that he got caught in the wash. That's the guy that has to find the clear lane to the quarterback. That allows Matt Moore to get it out to the outside into Steve Smith's hands.
Smith gained 14. 1st and 10 from the Giants' 11. Smith hits the hurdle. Terrell Thomas.
That looked like quite a vertical there, Darryl, huh?
Yeah,
we can get
I advise against that one. I mean, that's some ups from Steve Smith right here. But Terrell Thomas in good shape the whole time. Head up when he came in for the tackle. As soon as Steve Smith goes to jump over him, he just stands right up. Good play by Terrell Thomas.
On 2nd down, a handoff to D'Angelo Williams. And again, it's Antrell Roll coming up from his free safety position to make the stop.
Keith Bullock just watching them down on the field here. He's doing a great job of recognizing run and pass and relaying it to that linebackers crew. They had that one big run, Carolina, but now that Giants defense is dialed in right now on what they're trying to do as an offense.
Fans on their feet, 3rd down and a long 3. Moore handing it off to Williams, and he is tripped up. What a play by Kenny Phillips, who played in only 2 games for the Giants last season. Underwent microfracture surgery, and he saves a touchdown.
Oh, he sure did, Kenny. Watch D'Angelo Williams. He bounces outside. There's nobody there. Kenny Phillips, last-ditch effort, lunges out. And watch D'Angelo Williams is so frustrated at himself because there's nobody out here right now.
That's a shoestring tackle. Oh.
Here is John Casey, an original Carolina Panther from the right hash, 21-yard attempt. It is good, but the Giants defense keeping the Panthers out of the end zone, thanks in large part to that man, Kenny Phillips. The NFL on Fox is bringing an HD experience to our standard definition viewers. You do not need to adjust your TV. For those of you with an HD TV, you will see no difference. And those of you watching in standard definition, you are seeing a small black strip at the top and bottom of your screen. The result is that where you would normally only see a smaller picture, today you will see a much bigger picture, more of the field than you have seen before. Darius Reynaud out to the 32-yard line. 22 yards on the return. Gary Barnidge, the tackle on special teams for the Panthers. Fox is the home of Super Bowl 45, and today during week one. We are going to be cranking up the audio. The center's wearing microphones for us.
Yeah, we've got to thank Sean O'Hara and Ryan Khalil for allowing us to do that. And we always talk about the size and the speed of these players, but the mental part of the game that goes on at the line of scrimmage, we'll be able to listen in from time to time.
Our thanks to Sean and Ryan. Off the play fake to Brandon Jacobs. Manning complete to Jacobs at the 39-yard line. Gain of 7.
A lot of talk about the Giants and the switch at running back. Ahmad Bradshaw becoming the starter, Brandon Jacobs the number 2 guy. But really, I like the explanation that Tom Coughlin gave. It was to ensure that Brandon Jacobs stayed healthy. And last season, neither Ahmad Bradshaw or Brandon was healthy for the majority of the season. They come into this year with both of them feeling really, really good. If they can keep that, it's such a critical part to this New York Giant offense. Everything based off their running game.
He's scoreboard. Find out. 55 tonight. One more home. One more set.
Here's Jacobs' first down. We heard the signal. Sounded like it was coming through in stereo.
It's amazing the amount of processing that has to go on at the line of scrimmage, calling out the front, changing protections, designating the mic. It's the mental chess game at the line of scrimmage. It all boils down to a straight-ahead run play with Rich Seibert leading Brandon Jacobs through the hole, but it's fun to be able to listen in and give the fans a perspective of what happens in just those 5 or 6 seconds at the line of scrimmage.
Diamond. Again. West, Uncle.
Hey, Cinco.
Hold on, set.
From the 45, it's Jacobs again. Hit for loss by Dan O'Connor and Everett Brown as we check in once again with Kurt Manatee in Los Angeles. Kurt.
Well, former Carolina quarterback Jake Delhomme now in Cleveland gets his first touchdown pass as a Brown. A little help from Mohamed Massaquoi on the 41-yard reception. Cleveland on top of Tampa in the first quarter, 7-0. Back to Kenny Moose and Goose.
Jake Delhomme was started the last 6 opening games for the Carolina Panthers.
Set. 1-8.
On second down at 11, Manning in trouble, wrapped up, down he goes. Dan Connor, the third-year linebacker out of Penn State.
That was really a delayed blitz right there, huh?
I don't know, Tony. I think you just had the running back go right by. You can't run past color in the NFL. Let's check right here and see what happens. See if he just runs by Dan Connor on the blitz. He doesn't have his eyes open. Brandon Jacobs, I would assume that he has him in protection. I don't know. Somebody up front turned Dan Connor loose right to Eli Manning.
Third down at 16. The report on Kevin Boss. Neck injury. His return today is questionable. Giants must get to the Carolina 45. Manning with time. He fires, and the catch is made by Mario Manningham for a Giants first down. A 31-yard pass play.
I know that's one of your favorite defenses, Tony. When they rush 3, that means they're dropping 8. And a great job with Eli and Mario Manningham able to find that void in an 8-man defensive coverage.
Charles Godfrey, I thought, had coverage over the top. Looks like he was late to the outside. But yeah, Darryl, only rushing 3 on that, so Eli had plenty of time to look downfield and find his receiver.
Giants using a tackle, Will Beatty at tight end, as Jacobs rumbles down to the 26-yard line for a gain of 3.
And that's going to be such a tell for this Giant offense if all of a sudden you've got to bring in Will Beatty when you want to run the football, because it looks like they're struggling a little bit with Travis Beckham in there. It's such a huge sign for the defense. You talk about getting that run-pass read, Tony. How much easier does that make it when you got a tackle lining up at tight end?
It's not like Will Beatty's going out for a pass. You know what I'm saying?
Game 2 of our Fox doubleheader coming up after this one. Many of you will see the Packers and the Eagles from Philadelphia. Time winding down to the first quarter here at New Meadowlands Stadium. Second down and 7. Manning a pump fake. Now he throws. Hakeem Nicks, end zone. Wide open, touchdown.
That's a good job of adjusting by this New York Giant offense. Earlier in that drive, they turned the linebacker free to Eli Manning. The Carolina Panthers come with a two-man blitz on that play, and Eli makes them pay for it. Great job by Brandon Jacobs and the blitz pickup to give Eli the time.
Hakeem Nicks grew up in Charlotte. Big fan of Steve Smith and the Panthers during his high school days. And he gives the Giants a 7-3 lead.
As an offense, you wait for the opportunity to sting somebody when you bring pressure. Sherrod Martin's going to come off the edge. Brandon Jacobs does a good job picking that up. And then we've got a blown coverage on the outside. Richard Marshall kind of turns Hakeem Nicks free, and Charles Godfrey late getting over the top. I don't know if Richard Marshall thought he had help over the top, but obviously you could see at the end of that play there was a miscommunication. So a good job of picking up the blitz and then a blown coverage on top of that by the Panther secondary.
That's on both the big passes downfield. Looked like Charles Godfrey has to go and cover over the top, and his eyes were into the backfield. He's got to get his eyes onto that receiver and cover those corners.
Penalty marker during the kickoff. There's Mike Goodson. Takes it out across the 20, and he is hit hard by Brian Keel.
Offsides on the Giants. Jason Pierre-Paul about 2 strides ahead of the kicker. If you're in front of the kicker, you're in trouble.
Offside, kicking team, number 90. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Jason Pierre-Paul, the Giants' first-round pick out of South Florida.
You're kind of in this little muddle huddle at the kickoff, and watch number 90. He's going. He's ready to go, but you know, you can't be ahead of the kicker. That's the one telltale sign that you're probably going to get called offsides.
You think?
He can't catch up to you.
Big man's got a stride on him, I'll tell you.
Hey, Goose, nobody wanted to block him. On that Carolina return team, they parted like the Red Sea. He was coming down the field. He got to the wedge, and they just got out of the way.
Trying to figure out if it's the end of the quarter or not.
There were 2 seconds on the clock prior to the kickoff. John Fox wondering if the team should switch sides.
Carolina has elected not to extend the quarter. We'll have a TV timeout and start the second quarter with a kickoff.
The explanation to Tom Coughlin. So it is the end of the first quarter with the Giants leading the Panthers 7-3. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages. Giants lead the Panthers 7-3. The first quarter numbers.
-8 yards rushing for the New York Giants. And I'm telling you, it's going to be an issue all afternoon long because the injury to Kevin Boss, now with Travis Beckham in there, blocking that edge, he's going to be going against the defensive end. They brought Will Beatty in to try and shore that up. But Travis Beckham is going to have to be able to be on the field and blocking efficiently.
Jordan Pugh on the return for Carolina. Out across the 40-yard line. Rookie 6th-round pick out of Texas A&M. 30 yards on the return for Pugh.
That's the way you do it. North-south, hit it running, trust your guys up front. Good return by Jordan Pugh.
Yeah, their special teams have been doing a great job so far.
That was an area of concern for Coach Fox and his Carolina team. You know, who are the return guys going to be?
A lot of question marks out there. They'll all get answered after today's game, I guess, Darryl.
So the Panthers will have already started 2 drives in Giants territory. Start from their own 45. No offensive touchdowns during the preseason. And that trend continued in the first quarter today. D'Angelo Williams gaining 3 out to the 48-yard line. Williams nearly reached the end zone in the first quarter, if not for the touchdown-saving tackle made by Kenny Phillips.
Take a look at this game plan for the Carolina Panthers. Now remember, in the preseason when they had all their offensive struggles, they were about 64% pass. You can see right now they're back to Carolina style of offense. 11 rushes, only 3 passes this afternoon.
Here's Williams again into Giants territory, down to the 47-yard line. Both of Moore's completions have gone to Steve Smith. His other pass attempt was picked off.
Well, that's the big thing. They have to find somebody opposite Steve Smith to take the pressure off of him. Otherwise, defenses are just going to roll their coverage to Steve Smith and challenge Brandon LaFell, Dwayne Jarrett, Jeff King, the tight end. They're going to challenge the other receiver to win one-on-one.
Third down and 2 for Carolina with Jonathan Stewart in the backfield. LaFell in motion. Off the fake to Stewart. Moore moving to his left. Being chased. He picks up a first down. As he broke away from Chris Canty and took it down to the 39-yard line for a gain of 8.
Good decision by Matt Moore. He wanted Steve Smith on the slant, but you're going to have a defender drop right into the throwing lane. Watch this. He wants it. He pulls it back down, makes the quick decision, gets outside, breaks contain on Chris Canty. Watch the slant right here. Entree roll. Good job of him getting up on the blitz, but then seeing that the slant was going to come in behind him, he backpedals and gets right in that throwing lane of Matt Moore.
A new set of downs for Carolina. First and 10 from the Giants' 39-yard line. Here's Stewart. And Stewart able to gain 4 down to the 35.
That Giants defensive line is just building a wall. There's nowhere for them backs to run up on the line of scrimmage. Those linebackers doing a great job right now of filling and getting these running backs down on the ground.
You better be careful, Tony. They don't need a whole lot of room. Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams can make things happen in very, very tight quarters.
The tough thing right now is those linebackers don't get too aggressive because that play action comes. Now you get a big play downfield in the passing game.
Remember the Panthers last year, third in the league in rushing. They went for 247 against the Giants in December. Second down and 6. It's Stewart again, this time running left, stays on his feet. And that is wrapped up by O.C. Umenyiora after a short game as we send it west once again to Kurt.
And we send it to upstate New York, Miami at Buffalo. Chad Henne hooking up with the tight end Anthony Fasano, 21 yards down to the 1-yard line. Ronnie Brown scored a touchdown on the next play, and the Dolphins are on top of Buffalo, 10-0. Kenny Moosey wins.
So a good start for the Dolphins. Up in Buffalo, third down and 5. Panthers just get the snap away. And the pass intended for Dante Rosario, the tight end, broken up by Deion Grant.
That's a good job by Deion Grant because he's one-on-one with Steve Smith. That's a tough job. He's step for step with him. He makes a great break on the ball.
So the Panthers will attempt a 52-yard field goal. John Casey in his 20th season, his career long is 56. He has 37 career field goals from 50 or longer. This is with the win. Casey's kick from 52 yards out is good. So the 40-year-old Casey connects, pulling the Carolina Panthers to within 1.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Progressive, making insurance better. By Pizza Hut, your favorite place to serve your favorite pizza. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut. And by Toyota.
Well, the 47th Street Firehouse in Bayonne, New Jersey is home to the Chief John T. Brennan Fire Museum, honoring the professionalism, dedication, and humanity of Bayonne's firefighters. Inside, they have much firefighting memorabilia, including the state of New Jersey's oldest hand-drawn hose carriage. And there's also the home, as you see, to the Teardrop Memorial, standing in memory of those who lost their lives 9 years ago yesterday.
Amazing. It's been 9 years. A lot of memorials in the New York City area yesterday afternoon, and that's something that I was not aware of, but just an absolutely incredible monument that was dedicated by the people of Russia to honor the victims of 9/11.
That teardrop is actually 40 feet long.
Wow. And we had the opportunity to meet one of the firefighters based in Bayonne. They've done such a terrific job with the 9/11 memorial.
They really have. It was amazing. And you don't even know about that. It was amazing that something 10 stories high, as Tony pointed out, the teardrop itself, 40 feet in length. And you never hear about it. You don't hear people talk about it. And fortunately for us, we had a friend of ours who was from Bayonne and said, you've got to make sure you see this. And it was amazing. Very, very impressive.
Giants back on offense, leading 7-6. Manning had to get off to Bradshaw. Good second effort as Bradshaw crosses the 35, gain of 6.
What a nice job of Bradshaw stopping and cutting it back to the inside, usually where the pursuit would be. He did a great job of going to the outside. He saw something that he could take in. He stopped right on the dime and cuts back right to the inside. It's a great run from down here, I'll tell you.
Now second down and 4. From the 36.
Come on, Eli, baby.
Manning fires. Pass was deflected, intended for Hakeem Nicks. John Beeson got a piece of it.
But that's a good play by John Beeson because he drifted back into zone, had his eyes on Eli Manning. Now you've got Madison Hedgecock in the flat. I'm sure that that's what John Beeson's assignment was. Watch Madison come out into the flat. There's John dropping with it, but watch him fall off right there and get into the throwing lane on the curl to Hakeem Nicks. That's just stuff you can't coach. That's a great feel by John Beeson in pass coverage with his drop.
And that offensive line, watching them for the Giants, I'll tell you what, it's like they haven't skipped a beat. No pressure with the Carolina Panthers bringing 4 guys.
We're down at 4 receivers for the Giants. Manning rolls right and throws, and the catch is made. What a catch by Manningham in Panthers territory. Marked out of bounds at the Carolina 43, a 21-yard connection.
It's a great catch, but it's a heck of a throw by Eli Manning. Chris Gamble does a good job on the release. I mean, that ball is just placed in an area where nobody but Mario Manningham is going to catch it.
Manningham's second reception. Jacobs in the backfield. First and 10 from the Carolina 43. This is Jacobs, and he's hit back at the 49 for a loss of 6. Brought down by Charles Johnson.
You have to know who your assignment is. Now, Madison Hedgecock draws the defensive end on that. And it was some kind of changeup in their blocking scheme up front because they released around the defensive end and turned him loose to the fullback. Madison Hedgecock has got to understand that. And when you get that assignment, you've got to be ready. You may have to chop him down if he's coming full speed as a big man.
Exactly. Charles Johnson does a great job of coming on the inside.
As you saw, Giants with negative rushing yardage in this game. Manning on second and 16. Off the fingertips of Smith and nearly intercepted by Captain Mutterlin.
James Anderson has got his hands on his head right now because that was coming right to him. Captain Mutterlin is going to come across and try and make the big one-handed catch, but look right behind him. It was coming right to James Anderson.
And I'll tell you what, you got to give Eli credit. He's putting that ball where he needs to put it, where his receivers can go and make the catch. They're just tipping him and dropping him today.
Manning 6 for 9 with a pick. His other 2 incompletions deflected off the hands of the intended receiver. Now third down and 16, and looked like the Giants were
delay of game.
Don't take too much time. They tried to call timeout.
Still third down.
That are flagged for delay of game.
I'll tell you what, Darryl. With all that communication going on down on the line of scrimmage, I feel like I'm back down there. You know, O'Hara's doing a great job of going and communicating to his offensive line. That audio with miking the center is unbelievable.
And again, our thanks to both centers, Sean O'Hara and Ryan Khalil. Let's listen. Manning on third and 20. Deflected by Bradshaw and picked off by Anderson. So for the third time, Eli Manning has a pass deflect off the hands of the intended receiver. James Anderson comes up with his first career interception. Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, on hand for the first regular season game here at New Meadowlands Stadium.
He did a little tour during the course of training camp, went around to a number of cities, had a town hall meeting up at Lambeau Field and also down in New Orleans.
Nice hit by Terrell Thomas. Pass intended for Jeff King.
Tony, I agree. We were talking at the commercial about the predictability of Carolina's offense right now, just by formation and personnel and how they've started so far early in this game. I know you always talk about knowing the difference between pass and run, and right now they're making it easy on that Giant defense.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can get a pregame read. You know, if they have two tight ends and only one receiver out, you got to play run. I mean, this situation is the first one. They're spread out right here, but the back is still deep in the backfield. I mean, this is a guessing game. It could be either one.
We saw Jeff Davidson, the Panthers' offensive coordinator. Second down and 10. And off to Jonathan Stewart into Giants territory. And tackled by Terrell Thomas after a gain of 4. We check in for the game break with Kirk.
Well, a lot of people on the Houston Texans bandwagon this year. Here's one reason why. Matt Shaw, quarterback, hooks up with Kevin Walker for a 22-yard score. Houston leading Indy 13-0 in the second quarter. Kenny, I know you know, Indy 15-1 all-time against the Texans.
Wow. And they started last season, of course, 14-0.
Well, we've been waiting for the Houston Texans for a couple of years. Looks like they're off to a great start today. Maybe this is the one we've been waiting for.
More out of the shotgun. Third down and 6. Panthers must get to the 42 for a first down. More over the middle. And incomplete, intended for the rookie out of LSU, Brandon LaFell.
He just missed him there. I mean, his offensive line does a tremendous job. Gives him tons of time. You take a look. You're going to be able to see Brandon LaFell coming in from the left side. The safety slips down. He's got the opportunity to get the deep in.
Matt Moore just 2 of 6. Darius Raynaud back deep, awaiting Jason Baker's punt. Baker from his own 40. Penalty marker is down.
False start. Our kicking team, number 42. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Tony Fiametta, the guilty Panther. So Baker will do it again from 5 yards back, with the Giants leading the Panthers 7-6. Baker this time from the 35. Raynaud lets it bounce, scoops it up at the 10, avoids a couple of tacklers, and brings it out to the 20-yard line. 10 on the return. Tony Fiametta, the tackle on special teams for Carolina.
Today's game is sponsored by Coors Light, the new silver bullet aluminum pint from Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Giants start from their own 20-yard line, leading the Panthers by 1. First down. Bradshaw slipped. And is down at the 21.
Actually, they're very lucky to be at the 20-yard line. I thought the Giants should have declined that penalty and taken the ball at the 20 after Jason Baker kind of hit it into the end zone. You see their starting position has been pretty tough all day at the 27 compared to the 47 for Carolina. That was a mishit punt on the last one. Hit the ground and starts rolling in. Darius Raynaud does a good job getting it back out to the 20, but I thought the Giants, because of the poor execution by Jason Baker on the first punt, should have declined that penalty.
Four down.
But instead, Raynaud brought it out to the 20.
Alert!
Now on 2nd and 9, off the play fake to Bradshaw. Manning's pass is caught by the tight end, Beckham, for a Giants first down. There's a flag back at the 16-yard line. 18-yard pass play. But it looks like it's coming back.
Holding. Offense. Number 65. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
That poor offensive lineman now have 4 eyes behind him with moving the umpire from behind the defense to the offense. They do a great job. They got 2 double teams on the line of scrimmage. But there you see a little bit of hold by David Veal on the outside. They got to understand, you got 2 officials behind you now. Once you get that little bit of a hold, you got to let that go, especially with moving of the umpire.
Yeah. Actually, on Will Beatty,
the extra
tight end coming in. They had Beckham downfield on the pass route, but Will Beatty playing that tight end spot.
Well, tight ends are accepted. They can hold sometimes.
Second and 19. First catch for the Giants, Steve Smith. He broke a tackle and then is taken down at the 23-yard line by Charles Godfrey after picking up 12.
You get an opportunity right here to just see poor tackling and then a really nice job at tackling. Let's watch Chris Gamble with Steve Smith. Actually, Richard Marshall right there. That's poor tackling. Here comes Charles Godfrey. That's the way you do it. You come up, you break down, you come to balance, and you put your helmet right on the numbers.
Great job of wrapping up, too. You see his hands, how he went all the way around the body?
They're down at 7. Giants must get to the 30. Here's Smith. And it will depend on the spot. Steve Smith, 107 receptions, franchise record last season, went to his first Pro Bowl.
Wow, he pulled it back a little bit. And it's not truly on the 20 because it was not kicked into the end zone on a touchback. It was the punt brought back, so they're not truly at the 20. So he's got to do more than just break the plane to the 20-yard line. I think he's going to end up being a little bit short on this.
Here come the chains. Our yellow line, of course, is unofficial.
Got it. We got it.
So a new set of downs for the Giants. Will lead the Panthers 7-6. You can actually fit 2 Giant stadiums, Darryl, into this new Meadowlands Stadium. Can you believe that?
It is nice. And then the screens here, it's a great experience for the fans. I mean, just 4 giant monitors in each corner of the stadium.
Handing on first down, handing it off. Bradshaw to the 32. John Peason made the tackle. There are 4 monitors, 1 in each corner. 30 feet by 118 feet. High-definition video screens. This stadium, 2.1 million square feet. The old Giant Stadium, 900,000 square feet.
Unbelievable. Those screens are amazing. That seems to be the new trend when they do the stadiums in the NFL now. And the clarity of the picture is just unbelievable on something of that size.
Giants and Jets both have their own locker rooms. Giants won that coin flip as well as far as location of their locker room.
I think John Mara had a 2-headed coin when they were going through this whole process.
Yeah, he seems to win it all.
Second and 8. Bradshaw bottled up. That is the 5th running play that has gone for 0 or negative yardage for the Giants today.
And that's surprising. And I know that there's a change because of the injury to Kevin Boss at tight end, but you still got that offensive line. And they haven't played together all preseason, but they're so good. They know each other so well that really it's a question of that group right there staying healthy. But they are really, really struggling with this Carolina defensive front right now. -2 yards. I mean, that's shocking to me.
That same group, Deal, Seibert, O'Hara, Snee, McKenzie, started Super Bowl 42 3 seasons ago. Back intact after they did not play together at all during the preseason. 3rd down and 11. Manning with time. He throws. Captain Munnerlyn on the coverage. Hakeem Nicks, the intended receiver.
Now let's see what happens at the top of this route with Hakeem Nicks. See how Captain Munnerlyn gets underneath him. That's great coverage. And he is reading that receiver all the way down the field. He knows that he's getting ready to come out of his down the field movement and break to the inside, and he just beats him to the spot.
Second punt for the rookie Dodge. His first did not have much trajectory. Neither does this one. From the 26, it's Munnerlyn. Out of bounds at the 35. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Second quarter, 45-yard punt, 9 on the return. It's kickoff weekend in the National Football League. Doubleheader day on Fox. Many of you will see the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Aaron Rodgers coming off his second consecutive 4,000-yard season. And Kevin Cobb, 2 starts last year for Philadelphia, will make his first opening day start for the Eagles.
We talked about all the unknowns at the start of the season. Obviously, when you make a huge change like Philadelphia with Kevin Cobb at quarterback, and then the Green Bay Packers, everybody's kind of Super Bowl pick nowadays. To see if the Packers are for real.
Jeff King, the intended receiver, off his hands.
Yeah, both of these passing games just really struggling today with the receivers. Good release on the outside right here. Down the seam. Watch Kenny Phillips, number 21, reading the quarterback. Making a break on the ball. Good job pulling off, too.
Looks like he just stopped running and waited for the ball.
Well, you got number 21 barreling down on you. You might want to stop and try and jump up and catch it.
Hey, Lawrence, go all the way out. Ready?
Second and 10. D'Angelo Williams. Williams out to the 40-yard line. Gain of 4. Jonathan Goff, Giants starting middle linebacker, made the tackle.
Got better and better as the preseason went on. And finally starting to get comfortable in the system that Perry Fuels put in.
Goff calling the signals, wearing the communication device in his helmet. 3rd down and 6 for the Panthers. Empty backfield. Moore over the top, and the pass is caught for a first down by Mike Goodson, who led Carolina in rushing during the preseason. Second season out of Texas A&M, there is a flag. Goodson gained 13.
Roughing the passer.
Tack on 15
Defense,
more.
Number 72. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
A little bit of frustration there by OCU Manura. He's going to get chopped down by Dante Rosario.
I don't know about that right there.
But don't do it though. Don't give him the chance to throw that flag because they're going to throw it, Goose. You know they're going to throw it.
I know. It looked like he pulled up though enough.
It was late. Moore had already gotten rid of the football. This Giants penalty.
You just can't give him the chance. I can't defend that. I just can't defend it because you put yourself in a position for the referee to throw the flag.
Yeah, the referee has to understand. It's not easy to stop when you're a 280-pound man running at it.
Now from the 32, Williams tries to cut to the outside, but Justin Tuck says you're not going anywhere. We are. We check in with Curtin once again in Los Angeles.
Peyton Manning keeping up with Eli Manning. His first touchdown of the season, this time with Reggie Wayne, and it draws the Colts a little bit closer to the Houston Texans as they approach halftime. That score right now, 13-7, Houston on top. Kenny Moose and Goose will have all the halftime highlights in just a bit.
And it will be Peyton against Eli next week in Indianapolis for the second time in their NFL career. Second down and 12 off the fake. Hand off to Williams. And D'Angelo Williams takes it all the way down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 9. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning from New Meadowlands Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with the New York Giants leading the Carolina Panthers by the score of 7-6. We are inside 2 minutes. The umpire, Carl Paganelli, moves to the defensive side of the field. Third down and 3. Moore with time. He throws. And it was Terrell Thomas who nearly came up with the pick.
Had to be a missed assignment there by the Carolina Panthers. You can't have Dante Rosario and Steve Smith in the exact same spot. Watch 88 and 89. I don't know if they get funneled in close to each other.
Man, Antrell roll. It goes right in and out of his hands. Nice job of playing over the top.
Well, here's John Casey, who was hit from 21 and 52. A 43-yard attempt. It is good. So Casey now 3 for 3. Panthers still have not reached the end zone, but they lead by 2. Coming up, the Visa Halftime Report with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. They'll be along with scores and highlights. And the Fox Sports Ticker will have all the latest stats. That's coming up during our Visa Halftime Report.
Let's see what the guys think about the Cincinnati-New England game. Wow, New England just putting it to the Bengals.
Yeah, that's a shocker. 24-0.
Lions lead the Bears late in the second quarter, 14-9.
Not surprised. You better watch out. You better watch out for the Detroit Lions this year. If you go in to play the Detroit Lions and you're not ready to play 60 minutes of football, they're going to get you. I'm not saying they're going to be in the playoffs or win the NFC North, but you better be ready to play the Detroit Lions this year.
Low-scoring game in Pittsburgh. Steelers lead the Falcons 3-0. Any former Giants on hand. There's Frank Gifford. He was involved in pregame ceremonies as well, along with George Martin and Harry Carson. Kickoff bounces away from DJ Ware. He tries to fall on it. And he did, so the Giants maintain possession with 1:41 remaining. And their special teams captain, Chase Blackburn, is shaken up.
I hate to see that when he gave it the year. He already knows too. You see that type of reaction from a player, and we all know what it's like when you have a serious type of injury. We'll have to wait and see what happened on the highlight, but you can just see by Chase's reaction, he knows that it's not good.
Led the Giants in special teams tackles each of the last 5 seasons. Giants lost starting tight end Kevin Voss earlier to a neck injury. His return is questionable, and now their special teams captain Chase Blackburn. Giants start from their own 20-yard line. Bradshaw tries to come to the outside, turns it back inside. There is a flag. And Bradshaw is finally taken down at the 27. Giants' best run today, but it's coming back.
Holding. Offense. Number 82. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Go back and take a look at Chase Blackburn and see what happens right there in the middle of your screen. Kind of leg whipped as the player tries to go by him. And Tom Coughlin puts a lot of emphasis on his teammates selecting the right guys to be captains of the team. And Chase Blackburn was picked for special teams, and he couldn't say enough about him when we spoke to him on Friday. So we got our fingers crossed for Chase that he'll be able to get back at some point this season.
Manning to Steve Smith. Out to the 27-yard line. As you see on our new and improved Fox Box, Giants had all 3 timeouts. They used their first. So the clock stops with 1:21 remaining in the first half from New Meadowlands Stadium. John Fox's Panthers leading the Giants 9-7. One of the 222 suites here at the new stadium.
New additions just like our timeout. These things right here, these little dots right here are the timeouts for each team on our new Fox Box right there. That's what you were talking about, right, Kenny?
That's it. Easy to read. Giants with 2 remaining. Panthers have 3 timeouts. Another Manning pass. Deflects away from his intended receiver. This time it's Hakeem Nicks.
That has just been such an issue here in the first half. I mean, Tony touched on it earlier in the half. There's so many deflected passes by the Giant receivers, and they're catchable balls. They've already had a couple of interceptions off the tips.
Bring it home, Giants. Come on.
And in 9 of 15, 4 drops, 2 picks. 3rd down and 3. Giants must get to the 30. Smith in motion. Manning looking for Smith. And there is a flag, no doubt about it. Richard Marshall grabbed hold of the back of Steve Smith's jersey.
Sometimes that's not a bad idea, huh, Darryl? Especially if you're going to get beat that far downfield.
Yeah, he gets beat on the release.
I mean, you can't stay with him right there. That's how you got to slow him down. You got to take the penalty.
Pass interference. Defense, number 31. Spot a foul. Automatic. First down.
Yeah, you take the spot of the foul penalty right there as opposed to the opportunity for a big touchdown.
You did not need one of the 4 new state-of-the-art video screens here to see that.
No, you did not. That was pretty obvious right there.
From the 47 on first down. Manning to the outside, and going up was Nix, but he juggled it and did not come down in bounds. Tom Coughlin can't believe it.
Well, we're inside 2 minutes, so it's going to go up to a booth review, so he'll get a second look at this one. Sure looks like he had control. Now let's see. He has control. Now, 1 foot, 2 feet.
And now we hear the fans reacting. They had a look at it on the big video boards.
The last play is under review.
As Darryl mentioned, this is not a coach's challenge. We are under 2 minutes remaining in the half. It is a booth review.
And reading the official's lips, he says he was bobbling the ball, but it looks like he's had control of the ball when he came down with it.
I don't know if he was bobbling it as much as he was kind of moving it away from the defender. It looks as though he's got possession before he gets his feet down, Goose.
Yeah, I see the first one down, but if you watch the ball, I don't know if they're... Let's see it right here. He's got the ball. The defender hits his arm. The ball's being bobbled right there. Now he has control of it, but did he get that second foot in when he had control of the ball? Okay, now he's bobbling it right there. Okay, the first one's down. It's still bobbling it. Now the foot's in as he has control, and then the foot's out. I think that's what the official saw.
So there was no control established when the first foot was down.
Yeah, that's what I see.
And because it was ruled an incomplete pass on the field, there must be indisputable visual evidence in order for Jerome Boger to overturn the call on the field. So, Goose, you think that Nix did not have complete control before he got both feet down?
Well, I think that's what the call was made. You know, he got his foot down. He had control, not control. The defender hits his arm. The ball's out a little bit, bobbling. By that time, the other foot's out, and then the second foot never gets in. What do you see, Darryl? You thought he had control the whole time?
Yeah, I did the first time. I thought that he was kind of moving the ball away from Captain Munnerlyn, but now I think you're right. I don't think he got that second one down.
After reviewing the play, is a completed catch.
Wow. There we go.
At the 28-yard line, 1st and 10, New York. Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
You had convinced me, Tony, because I started to see what you saw. As Captain Munnerlyn goes in right there, he doesn't have control until right now.
And he doesn't get that second
foot had already come back
That's
up.
a tough call by the official.
It's a real tough call.
It is. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, I agree with you, Goose. I'm actually surprised it was overturned.
Yeah.
Did not look like Nix had possession.
Yeah, the official in the back right corner actually said you were bobbling the ball. Now, he had his back to him, so I don't know if he could have seen it, but that's why they made that call.
So it is ruled a catch, a 25-yard pass play from the 28-yard line on first down. Another ball deflects away, but this time there is a flag. Manningham, the intended receiver, Munnerlyn on the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense, number 31. Spot a foul. Automatic. First down.
This Carolina secondary is really getting challenged right now and really isn't rising to the occasion.
Yeah, they're not backing down at all. They're playing some really, really tight coverage. It's going to come in from the left side of the screen. I mean, they are in these guys' hip pockets on all the routes. I mean, they are challenging every throw by Eli Manning.
Jerome Boger announced 31. It was 41. Captain Munnerlyn on the pass interference from the Panthers 25. Manning off his back foot looking for Smith. And he cannot make the connection.
They're actually dropping defensive linemen into coverage to try and help out in the middle of the field now.
I'll see at this one. Steve Smith's in the slot to the left. I think he needed to carry this a little bit more on that break to the corner. He got a little bit flat at the top of the route, and it sailed a little bit high on him.
Under 1 minute to play, first half. 2nd and 10 from the Panthers 25. Inside handoff to Bradshaw. And Bradshaw reaches out. Gains 7 down to the 18-yard line. Charles Johnson made the tackle. Giants use their second timeout with 50 seconds on the clock. So the Giants inside the red zone, or the green zone, as Tom Coughlin refers to it.
It is the green zone.
Red zone.
No, it's because you played defense, so you want to stop it. So I played offense. We were in the green zone. That's where we made our money.
It was get fired up when you're in that area. That's why they call it red.
I wonder what Kurt and the boys call it. Here's a halftime report coming up. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. They'll be along with scores and highlights and the Fox Sports ticker.
We'll call it the amber zone, okay, for me and you?
What happens when you mix green and red? What color is that? You know your color chart?
No, I really don't.
I think it's like just like a brown, muddy thing.
Yeah, it is.
We'll stay away from that. 3rd down and 3. Manning, end zone, touchdown. What a catch, Hakeem Nicks.
Well, that's not good position by Captain Munnerlyn on that play. We've been talking about Carolina playing tight coverage all day long, but he allows Hakeem Nicks to be in between himself and Eli Manning. I mean, he's got the back of the end zone that he can work with as a defender. You watch this, at some point he's got to get closer to Hakeem Nicks. Now he just gets caught up, kind of loses his balance right as the ball is getting to the spot.
So 2 pass interference calls against Carolina, and that key replay lead to the second touchdown today for Hakeem Nicks, and the Giants go back on top.
The Giants just have to get more consistency. They had the first scoring drive earlier in the half. They looked really good. They had a couple of big plays and some good blocking on a blitz pickup. That one they got a little bit of help from the Carolina Panthers, but other than that, they've been very, very inconsistent. You'll see right here. That one sails a little high. There's your interception off a deflection, but I'd still say the receiver's got to make that play. He bounces back with some good protection, makes that throw. Ahmad Bradshaw doesn't help him out. He has another deflection that leads to an interception. And then they're able to take advantage of a little slip right there by Captain Munnerlyn right as the ball gets by, as Hakeem Nicks gets a touchdown.
So 2 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions for Eli Manning in the first half. 11 of 18. Giants with a 14-9 lead. Nicks 6 touchdowns as a rookie last season. Finished the year tied for the NFL lead in receiving yards by a rookie, tied with Percy Harvin of the Minnesota Vikings.
Eli Manning said he's made some great strides in the offseason, too. It's really hard for a rookie wide receiver to understand everything that's going on last season. And, you know, you've got these concepts, the subtleties at the top of the routes. You know, he's going to run a different route than what was called in the huddle by the coverage that he sees. And he and Eli Manning have to be on the same page. And Eli says they're much more consistent with that this season.
Kickoff by Lawrence Times, taken at the 4-yard line by Mike Goodson. Goodson running hard across the 30, still on his feet. Goodson across the 40, and finally taken down from behind at midfield by Clint Sintum. A 46-yard return by Goodson. So once again, the Panthers with terrific field position, but only 33 seconds remaining in the half. They have all 3 of their timeouts.
I tell you, it's a great hustle play by not Jordan Pugh on that one, but by DJ Johnson. Coming back and forcing Mike Goodson to kind of stop and re-break to the outside. I thought he had a straight line to the sidelines, but it was great hustle by DJ Johnson to force him to stop for a second and then cut back up inside.
For the 5th time, Carolina will start at their 45-yard line or better. from midfield with all 3 of their timeouts. Moore out of the shotgun to the outside, and the catch is made by the rookie Brandon LaFell. LaFell gains 8 for the Giants' 42. His first NFL catch. Barry Fuel, interim head coach in Buffalo for the last 7 games in 2009, replaced Nick Giron, Giants' new defensive coordinator. Second down and 2. Panthers empty the backfield. Moore chased from behind by Roll and is able to get rid of it. Pass incomplete, intended for Goodson.
Well, here's something that Mike Goodson's got to learn. He's earning his opportunities to get some snaps, maybe in 2-minute and some third down stuff. But as he splits out here, he's got to realize there's nobody on him. So that means that Justin Tuck, somebody's dropping out of the defensive front to come get him. You see right there Justin Tuck and O.C. Umenyiora. So you've got to be able to anticipate what the coverage is going to be and put yourself in a position to make that throw easier for Matt Moore.
Goodson remains in the backfield. Third down and 2. 22 seconds remaining in the half. Moore from the near side for a first down. Steve Smith dragging Deion Grant with him. Panthers use their first timeout.
Well, we saw Eli Manning's up and down day. Let's take a look at Matt Moore now today. Kind of the same type of start for him. Great field position. Just floats one into 5 guys. And he's been a little erratic. They've been working on this passing game the majority of the preseason, trying to find a guy opposite of Steve Smith, trying to become more efficient in their passing game. They know that when they play teams that they're going to load up the box to stop D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. They've got to be able to throw the ball more efficiently than they have this first half. You see right there, 5 for 12 for 55 yards with the interception. That's not going to get it done. That's just not going to get it done. Your running game is too strong. You've got to be able to take advantage of some of the looks you're going to get defensively because your opponents are going to be so worried about your running game.
That last play, Darryl, was huge. It got the Panthers at the field goal range for John Casey. He hit from 52 earlier. Moore over the top. Here's Goodson. And Goodson takes it down inside the 20-yard line. Dragged out of bounds by Michael Bowling with 9 seconds on the clock.
And he could become a bigger and bigger weapon for this Carolina offense as the season progresses and he becomes more comfortable. Very, very different than what D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart bring to the table. He can cause some problems on the outside by removing him from the backfield and spreading him across the formation, trying to get some matchup problems.
9 seconds remaining, 2 timeouts. From the Giants' 19-yard line. Moore towards the end zone. Smith makes the catch for a Panthers touchdown.
I tell you, that's huge for Steve Smith right there because that looked eerily similar to a play last year in the Giants game when he caught a pass but broke his arm as he went into the end zone. A lot of pressure in the face of Matt Moore and a tough catch by Steve Smith. He knows that Kenny Phillips is bearing right down on him.
And then he broke his arm again in a flag football game during Father's Day weekend. So the Panthers, with no offensive touchdowns during the preseason, finally reached the end zone with 3 seconds remaining in the first half.
I think this is why Matt Moore's teammates respect him. Watch him stand in the pocket here. It's kind of collapsing around him. He stands in there, hangs in, and that's the type of pass. You thread it in there. There's Steve Smith, number 89. Great release off the ball. He's got Terrell Thomas beat, but he knows Kenny Phillips is there. He knows he's going to take a big hit. Matt Moore fits it into a tight spot. Steve Smith, good courage at the catch.
Remember the kickoff return, Mike Goodson, 45 yards. Brought it out to midfield, and then the Panthers drove 50 yards in only 42 seconds using only 1 timeout.
Well, right now it's been field position, and the Giants are very fortunate that they've only given up 16. They were able to hold them to 3 field goals before that. But kickoff coverage for the Giants. Matt Dodge has hit a couple of line drive punts, and then they've got these deflected passes that are being intercepted. I think when Tom Coughlin goes in at halftime, number one special teams for the Giants, they've got to kind of shore that up. The Carolina kickoff return team is establishing great field position. He's got to get Matt Dodge to get that ball up in the air a little bit more, and these receivers have to stop tipping the passes.
Casey kicking off this time, not the kickoff specialist Todd Carter for the Panthers. And Raynaud is upended at the 24-yard line, and that brings us to the end of the first half from New Meadowlands Stadium with the Panthers leading by 2. Stay tuned for the Visa Halftime Report. It's coming up after these messages. Welcome back to New Meadowlands Stadium. A look at the Coaches Club and the big buffet. Goose visited before the game. That is right behind the Giants bench. Panthers leading the Giants 16-14. Kenny Albert with Darryl Johnston. Carolina has had some short fields thanks to big returns on special teams, and they finally reached the end zone on their last possession of the first half.
Finally, after all the preseason, right at the end of the first half, they finally get into the end zone. But the Giants, they need to adjust some of the things they're doing on their special teams, especially kickoff coverage. Every time Carolina has the opportunity, they're bringing the ball out almost to midfield. This Giants defense is being forced to play on that short field. I thought they did a pretty good job of only giving up the 16 in that first half because of where they were forced to start the drive.
Darius Raynaud out to the 28-yard line, and from an offensive standpoint, we showed you some of Eli Manning's numbers at the end of the first half. 2 touchdown throws to Hakeem Nicks, 2 picks as well.
Yeah, it's been a little bit inconsistent on both sides offensively. Now for Carolina, this game is unfolding the way that Carolina likes the games to unfold. It's going to be about running the football, short passes, control, field position, those types of things. The Giants are going to have to do something offensively here in the second half to get this game out of that mode because you're playing right into Carolina's hands.
5-18.
Giants not able to run the ball well in the first half. The toss to Brandon Jacobs, and that's his best run of the day by far, as Jacobs rumbles down the sidelines out to the 49-yard line and gains 22 yards.
It's a little bit of a changeup because you expect this play to Ahmad Bradshaw, but it's that little fake and then the quick toss onto the edge to the big man, Brandon Jacobs. And if you let him get downhill with a full head of steam, you're going to have your hands full all afternoon.
That's a great play of getting him out on the edge. That secondary does not want to see that big man in their area.
180. 180.
From the 49-yard line, off the fake to Jacobs. Manning rolling right. He throws, and the catch is made by Smith. With Gamble all over him. Steve Smith for the Panthers, 43, a gain of 8.
You know, I had a chance to talk to John Fox on the way in, and he was really disappointed with his secondary. And them guys keeping their eyes in the backfield on the quarterback and not looking at the receivers. That's one thing that he said he was going to correct going in. But I'll tell you what, the Giants really hurting themselves and not catching the ball. Eli's having a great day of putting the ball where his receivers can go and catch it, but they're not just bringing it in. A lot of tips. Hopefully we don't see that in the second half for the Giants' sake. Also, right now here, guys down on the field, you got a light drizzle just to keep you up to date with what's going on. I know you guys are all covered up there.
First down of the Rangers. Jacobs picks up a Giants first down. Brandon Jacobs starting the second half in the backfield for the Giants. Ahmad Bradshaw started the game, something Jacobs is not very happy about. We read all of his quotes the last couple of weeks. But Tom Coughlin says you have to have at least 2 in the backfield.
Absolutely, and I'm a firm believer in that. And I played in the NFL at a time where you had a featured back, and I had one of the best of all time in Emmitt Smith. But I don't know if you can play an entire NFL season without going by running back by committee. And for Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw, it's going to benefit them because they're going to stay healthy all season.
Here's Jacobs once again inside the 30. And tackled by Dan Connor at the 28-yard line after a gain of 4.
Because what happens to Brandon Jacobs, because he is such a big physical runner, and I agree with him, he takes a lot of hits down around the knee area, and it puts you in a position to have an injury. I mean, just look at him coming through the line right now. He is a huge guy, and there's not a lot of guys that'll take him on square up, like John Beeson did right there. A lot of times you're going to have a guy going down low around his legs, and that's going to create the opportunity for you to be nicked up and carrying an injury all season long.
Manning on 2nd and 6. The pump fake. Now he throws. And the catch is made at the 26-yard line. It is Steve Smith once again. Campbell the tackle.
Well, that's a lot of confidence with your receiver on the outside. This is a broken route adjustment, holding it, flat-footed throw across the field. That's a lot of trust with Eli Manning to Steve Smith that he's going to, number one, make sure that this ball is not intercepted. The most important thing, I'll take that chance of throwing back across the field because I trust Steve Smith is not going to allow Chris Gamble to intercept that pass.
5th catch for Smith today. Eli took a hit from Ed Johnson at the end of the play. Now on 3rd and 2, it's Bradshaw trying to crawl towards the 22-yard line. Giants received a favorable spot earlier.
This is a great job by Bradshaw right here. Watch how he gets hit, but his knee never touches the ground. Right there. Now he's on his player. He keeps going. Boom. That ball goes all the way up there. I mean, he gained an extra 2 yards just by diving ahead and keeping his legs moving.
Rikers, who wound it up on top of his right tackle, Kareem McKenzie. However, his knee finally came down just short. Offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride. Fans want the Giants to go for it on 4th and inches. They send in Will Beatty once again as an extra tight end, joining Travis Beckham.
Well, this is a big call right here because this is a group that averaged or a net total of -2 yards rushing in the first half. So there were lots of struggles in that first half. It looks like they've got a lot of that worked out here on this opening drive.
Great opportunity to fake the run and go for a little pass.
Jacobs in the backfield. 4th and inches. From just outside the 22-yard line. Beckham, the tight end, in motion. Manning on a sneak.
Eli's got to get down a lot lower than that. I don't know who it was that came up and popped him. By the spot right now, it looks like he may have gotten this. But, I mean, you saw the distance. Ooh. It was just inches. Watch Eli Manning here, though. He's got to get down lower.
It was Connor. Dan Connor.
Great job of stepping up and filling that.
He had the hole there to go
look
up.
Look at him, Goose. He's standing straight up. All he's got to do on 4th and just a couple of inches, get that ball and then just kind of dive nose first into the dirt and make sure you get it.
Nose to the turf, exactly.
Looks like John Fox is going to challenge the spot.
In the booth that told him to challenge this.
Carolina is challenging the rule on the field of a 4th first down.
I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot that he had to do to get the first down. I think even though he was high as he went into the line of scrimmage, that he did get it.
I don't know.
From that angle, it sure didn't look like he did.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. By Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. September 24th, only in theaters. And by Bud Light Lime, the just right taste of Bud Light with a refreshing splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
Referee Jerome Bogert taking a look at the last play, the quarterback sneak by Eli Manning.
There's a lot of things that went wrong on this play. Number one, we talked about Eli being up a little bit high, but the other thing is you want to do a wedge. You want everybody to come in, get on the apex of that wedge, and they don't do it. They don't allow Chris Snead to get down, and then you've got penetration with Ed Johnson and Sean O'Hara, so Eli gets tangled up with his center.
Yeah, his foot gets tangled up right there. Look, his left foot, and now he has nothing to push off of. Now those defensive guys push you back.
But by not creating that wedge, allowing the center to be the apex of the wedge and getting shoulder to shoulder.
We're going to respot the football just short of the 22-yard line and remeasure for a first down.
Now that allows Dan Connor, because they didn't create that wedge, that allows Dan Connor to come right up inside. He makes a great play. I mean, he sees it coming. He's clean to the quarterback. He's clean right to Eli. He hits it on a run. You can see it. He's knocked back right there.
Yeah, Eli never gets that inside foot planted to go and have another drive to keep going.
It was an interesting call on the quarterback sneak, because really what it ended up being was Eli Manning versus Dan Connor in the hole for the first down. I don't know why Chris Snee was not down inside on Sean O'Hara. I think Kareem McKenzie comes down on Chris Snee to create that wedge.
Wow.
And after all said and done, it's still a first down. They got lucky right there. I know John Fox is not going to be happy with that.
But he still wins the challenge, right, on respotting the ball, so they didn't lose a timeout.
After remeasuring, it is a first down. Carolina will be charged a team timeout and one challenge.
I agree with you. They won the challenge, Goose. It was not the right spot of the football. He won that. He didn't get the first down, but he got the spot. You got to win both of them. He's got to.
You got to win both.
So a new set of downs for the Giants following the challenge. First and 10 from the Panthers 22. Manning to Bradshaw. Terrific tackle made by Sherrod Martin.
What a great break he had on the ball.
Gain of just one. Let's listen.
That's a thud right there.
Looked like that pass was deflected as well by Charles Johnson.
And this is we've seen a couple of really nice tackles today. Just great form tackling in the Carolina secondary.
Second and 9, 5 minutes in, third quarter. Panthers leading by 2. Manning fires high off the fingertips of Smith.
Nice job of Eli Manning getting the ball off. I mean, they had a blitz off to his left-hand side.
You're going to have pressure coming this way. And also a linebacker looping, so you're bringing 2. David Deal does a good job of getting John Beeson, kind of bumps him to the outside, forces that Richard Marshall coming in on the outside, forces him to run a little bit of a bubble, and that's probably the extra tick that Eli Manning needed to get that ball off.
10th play of the drive for the Giants. Third down and 9. Manning down, split to the left, next to the right. Manning under pressure gets rid of it to the tight end Beckham. And he is close to a first down. Looks to be just short.
A little bit too far for Tom Coughlin this time. He's going to go up and kick this one. Pressure right in the face of Eli Manning. Does a good job of just standing in there, delivering the ball, giving his offense an opportunity to get that first down.
Yeah, pressure right in his face.
I tell you, they looked a lot better on that opening drive than they did pretty much the majority of the first half.
So here's Lawrence Tynes with the rookie punter dodge holding from the right hash. 32-yard attempt to give the Giants the lead. Ball is placed down. And the kick by Tynes is good. So Tynes connects from 32. Giants lead by 1. The rain continues to fall here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Giants back on top. They lead the Panthers 17-16 following the Lawrence Tynes field goal. Panthers have had some big returns today. Here's Goodson from the 6. Goodson stays on his feet. Penalty marker. Goodson down at the 27, a 21-yard return.
Well, a couple of big things the Giants had to correct coming into this second half.
Holding, receiving team, number 53. 10-yard penalty, first down.
The first one is they had to get better at running the football. They did that on their opening series. The second, kickoff coverage. A nice job right there by the Giants special teams unit.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the new 2011 Mustang, a whole new breed of car.
I know it looks like it's raining really hard, but it's only really a mist down here. You can see on this guy's jacket right here, it's coming down a little bit. The surface is a little bit wet, but you don't even need a hat. Guaranteed.
All right, so it's not that bad on the field, according to our meteorologist, Tony Siragusa. Worst starting field position of the game for the Panthers as D'Angelo Williams takes it out to the 13-yard line. Gain of 2.
And we'll see if this Giants defense can take advantage of that. They were on a short field the majority of that first half with that penalty by the kickoff return team of Carolina. We'll see if they can turn this into some good field position for the Giant offense if they can hold here on this series.
Look like they're having a little bit of problem with communication down on the field. The guys on the field running on and off.
Second down and 8. Moore looks left. He throws. Intended for the rookie LaFell. 3rd and 8 coming up. Panthers must get to the 21. Moore throws. The catch is made by Rosario, and he picks up the first down.
Rosario does a nice job of catching the ball and then finding where he needs to be. Usually when you stop your feet, those guys are coming, but he had a little bit of time to go and sniff out that first down line, and he gets across it.
He does a good job of getting out of the backfield. You saw him motion in. He checks his protection. There's nobody there, and there's that little wiggle at the end to get inside of Terrell Thomas.
Rosario needed 8. He gained 10. From the 23-yard line and first down, D'Angelo Williams nowhere to go, wrapped up by Justin Tuck as we send it west to Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
And once again, Chris Johnson doing it. This time only 4 yards out. He scored from 76 yards away earlier today. 20 carries, 129 yards, and a couple of touchdowns for last year's Offensive Player of the Year. Titans all over the Raiders, 31-6 in the third quarter. Any Moosey Goose?
What can Chris Johnson possibly do for Encore in 2010?
How many guys can stack a season like that on top of each other? Chris Johnson off to a great start here in week 1.
Second and 10 for Carolina. Williams up the middle. Not much. Gain of 2 out to the 25-yard line. OCU in Europe made the tackle. So with 3rd and 8 coming up for Carolina, we are going to crank up the audio. Take a listen. Play fake. Panthers must get to the 33, and they do. The catch is made by Steve Smith, and he takes it into Giants territory to the Giants' 47-yard line, a 27-yard pass play.
This is a nice throw by Matt Moore. There's Steve Smith at the top. A wide release, but he's going to run the dig route right here. Poor angle by Kenny Phillips. Right there. He thinks he's going to catch the ball. He should have been coming to separate Steve Smith from the catch. Force it incomplete. He thought he had an interception.
That's a nice throw by Matt Moore.
5 receptions, 75 yards for the Panthers, Steve Smith. On first down, D'Angelo Williams. And he's tackled from behind by Matthias Kiwanuka.
tell you what, Matthias Kiwanuka does a great job of going and meeting the blocker in the backfield, coming off and making the tackle on that play. That's a big-time play that he just had right there.
And one of the things that this Carolina offense can't do, Tony, they can't get into that run-pass situation.
Well, it looks like
they've got to mix it up. They got to mix it up on first and second.
Yeah, they're getting very finesse a little bit on that offensive line. They're not firing off on the run plays. They're sort of just position blocking. And it's the defensive line for the Giants really taking it to them right here.
Second down and 10. Moore. And Smith thought about running before he grabbed hold of the football.
Yeah. Even a pro like Steve Smith sometimes doesn't look it all the way in. He's actually looking where he's going to go with the ball after he catches it. And when you do that, a lot of times that's exactly what happens. It goes right to the ground. But I like the call on second down. You can't get into a run pass. It's going to be very, very difficult for you. That was going to be a nice completion, put you in a third down and manageable. Steve Smith just took his eyes off that.
That rain is coming down a lot harder now, guys, too. The surface is very wet. So is the ball.
Third down and 10. Passes batted back by Terrell Thomas.
John Fox gets right to Steve Smith. That's okay, because you know what we did? We took the ball out to midfield. Let's see if we can change field position with our punt team. Here comes that pressure off the right side. A great call by Perry Fuel, because he's got the blitz coming right into the screen. Great anticipation. I'd say Terrell Thomas has had a heck of a game this afternoon.
Had a terrific season last year. Led the Giants in interceptions and tackles. Penalty markers prior to the punt.
False start. Offense, number 42. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Tony Fiametta flagged for the second time today.
When you start moving on that position right there and you start rocking back there, it's hard to stop your body and just keep going. It's funny.
It is.
It's funny watching them, right?
Fullbacks don't get in a lot of two-point stances either. This is very uncomfortable for Tony. Oh!
At the 38-yard line, DJ Ware falls on it.
Hey, Goose, you just talked about a slick surface, and that not only the surface, but the ball. That one right there looked like JJ's hands and just had it come right out of his hands. Exactly. Well, that's a huge miscue right there, because they come all the way off their goal line. They've got an opportunity to establish some decent field position, and they give it to the Giants now at the 38.
Yeah, those centers like to run that ball right down the turf, and that looked like it just got stuck, and his hand slid right off of J.J. Jensen's fingertips.
Well, the Giants get a break on special teams. The handoff to Jacobs, and he's tripped up after getting a yard by James Anderson.
You see all the players down there covered with black. That's the new playing surface, and the little rubber pellets that are just in between the AstroTurf. And when you slide, sometimes you'll see them flying up, little black specks. That's the stuff you saw in Steve Smith's hair. There they are right there. And there's a, it takes a little bit of time for those rubber pieces to get sunken into the AstroTurf. And as we know, new stadium, new field.
Second down and 8. Jacobs up the middle. Penalty marker. Jacobs down after a gain of 4. 9 on the play.
Illegal motion. Offense, number 47. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Travis Beckham.
I think what happened with Travis Beckham is he went in motion, but he went up into the line of scrimmage and got set, and he wasn't set for a full count before the ball was snapped. So if he'd have just kept going parallel to the line of scrimmage in motion, he would have been all right. But when he decided to get set and wasn't set for that full second, they got flagged.
Second down and 13. Complete to Manningham. Nice move. Inside the 20. Out of bounds at the 15. 25 yards from Manning to Manningham.
Let's take a look at the top of the route. Here we are down the bottom of the screen. What does Mario Manningham do? Not a whole lot. Chris Gamble just...
They're stopping their feet.
Yeah.
They're not running through the tackle right there.
Well, you know, his eyes were back on the quarterback, so he doesn't see the receiver, you know, that's come out of his break and is working back to the ball.
That's exactly what John Fox talked about.
Manningham again. Fourth catch for Manningham, and he takes it down to the 8. Gain of 8.
Eli Manning can make some throws. That one was... Sometimes you look like he's going to be in trouble, and he finds a way to get that ball out.
Just ask David Tyree.
Yeah, you know, he gets a lot of credit for that catch, but I'm still so impressed with the fact that Eli was able to extend that play.
Here's Jenkins on 2nd and 2. Close to a first down at the 6-yard line.
Well, this is just an absolutely, completely different team in the second half of this Giants. All phases. Offense, defense, special teams. Whatever message was sent by Tom Coughlin and his staff, it was heard loud and clear by the Giants. They've come out in this third quarter and just absolutely dominated play. And they're starting to, if they can get a touchdown here, they'll force Carolina into that uncomfortable position of having to throw the ball, getting them out of their comfort zone offensively.
Timeout taken by the Giants. When we return, 1st and goal from just inside the 6-yard line. First regular season game at New Meadowlands Stadium. Giants lead the Panthers by 1. 1st and goal from just inside the 6. Jenkins in the backfield. Off the play fake. Manning, a pump fake. Now he throws to the end zone. There are 2 flags. The catch is made for a touchdown by Hakeem Nicks, but 2 penalty markers are down in the end zone.
Great play fake. Wow.
Were you chasing the run, Tony?
Yeah, I was. My eyes were on that running back. I'm like, wow. They got me. They get you or no?
I had a better perspective. I could see it.
It appears to be a Giants touchdown. Here's Jerome Boger.
Defense, number 31. That penalty decline. Touchdown.
3rd touchdown of the day for Hakeem Nicks.
Here's that play fake that Tony was talking about. Good job by Brandon Jacobs selling it. That gives Eli Manning plenty of time.
So the Giants able to capitalize following the forced snap on the attempted punt. Now lead the Panthers by 8. Five-play, 38-yard drive. Hakeem Nicks, the Giants' first-round pick back in 2009 out of North Carolina, grew up a Panthers fan. His 3rd touchdown of this game. Last Giant with 3 touchdown receptions now, Plaxico Burress. September 9th, 2007 in Dallas. Giants team record is 4. Ernest Gray back in 1980. Another nice return by Mike Goodson. Out to the 35-yard line. 28-yard return.
Well, Eli Manning gave us the heads up on the improvement of Hakeem Nicks in the passing game. You see here, this is a nice little field. Sells Richard Marshall on that route going across the field. He's got to reach out and grab hold to something to try and slow him down. But he has been hard to cover. He's been roughing up that Carolina secondary a little bit.
They are running confused back there.
To start from their own 35-yard line. Moore in trouble. Down he goes. Barry Cofield with the pressure. Finished off by Chris Canty. And we head west once again to Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Well, after crossing the 10,000-yard career receiving mark earlier in the game, Chad Ochocinco ties Carl Pickens for the Bengals' all-time receiving touchdown record at 63. That one pulls the Bengals a little closer to New England, 31-17 in the fourth quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose, you guys have rain there at the New Meadowlands. They've got lightning in Jacksonville. That game for the Broncos and Jaguars being delayed right now.
Thanks, Kurt. The lightning in Jacksonville. Delaying the Jaguars and the Broncos. Again, it's Barry Cofield with the pressure. Wow. And Moore throws it away.
Now let's go back and look at that previous play before this one. You'll see they're roughing him up on the inside, Goose.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Barry Cofield and Chris Candy on that sack one. A nice little twist right here. See Barry coming around. Nice. They put pressure. And then the next one, you got Barry Cofield one-on-one, just getting upfield. Nice rip technique. Go find the quarterback, more pressure. I'll tell you what, those inside guys are doing a nice job on that Carolina offensive line.
Panthers now facing a 3rd down and 20. Let's get to the 45-yard line for a first down. Goodson breaks a tackle. Hard to bring him down, but might have been close to a first down, gain of 5. Panthers punter Jason Baker's already on the field.
Looked like Travell Wharton needed to get a little bit more speed. Need to get out there in front of his running back and get a couple blocks.
Well, I think Mike Goodson was a little bit quick there too, Tony. He's got to slow it down just a little bit. Let Travell Wharton get out in front of him. He realized it a little bit too late, and then he lost his blocker on the screen. That's a heck of a series by that Giants defense. Barry Cofield, boy, first 2 plays just completely changed their thought process on 3rd down.
Time winding down in this 3rd quarter. Better snap this time. Baker from the 20. Good kick taken at the 21 by Reynard. Penalty flag. Return out to the 33-yard line. Following the 48-yard punt. So for the second time today, the quarter ends with a special teams penalty.
Jeff Rogers on the left, Tom Quinn on the right, your 2 special teams coordinators.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, kicking team, number 25. The 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, New York.
It's Marcus Hudson, the ex-49er. So terrific field position for the Giants to start the 4th quarter. They lead the Panthers by the score of 24-16. Fox NFL Sunday will return in a moment. Panthers led 16-14 at the half. Giants now up by 8. Darryl, 5 of the last 6 NFL teams to open new stadiums lost their openers. Remember, the Giants went into Dallas last year, beating the Cowboys 33-31. Start the 4th quarter with the handoff to Ahmad Bradshaw, penalty marker. And Bradshaw gains 1 out to the 49 before he is forced back. This will go against the Giants.
Holding. Offense, number 39. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
A couple of injury updates from the Giants. Kevin Boss suffered a neck injury as well as a concussion early in this game. And special teams captain Chase Blackburn with a sprained knee.
Now hopefully it's the degree of the sprain and his reaction. I think there's some concern on him that it was a pretty substantial knee sprain. So we'll keep our fingers crossed still for Chase Blackburn. Hopefully it's not too bad.
The screen to Bradshaw. He turns on the Jets and takes it into Panthers territory on 1st and 20. Tackled by James Anderson after picking up 16.
That Giants offensive line really gets out there. They run the screen excellent. Watch here how they go. They get rid of their guys. Boom, look at them. Bradshaw does a nice job of waiting for his troops, finds the hole, gets upfield. That's how a screen is supposed to be run.
Boy, did Sean O'Hara get away with a big hold there, because he pulled Richard Marshall outside and away from that, so his other two linemen could get up in the screen along with Ahmad Bradshaw. He's lucky he didn't get flagged on that one.
East Turbo. 35 Mike. Omaha. Oh, set.
2nd and 4, Bradshaw. Off the middle, first down Giants for the Carolina 40.
There's just a confident offense right now. You get the holding penalty on first down. It's 1st and 20, and it's a screen pass and a run inside, and there you go, your first down. And there's Kevin Boss. Good to see him back out.
Career high 42 receptions for Boss last season.
A huge target that Eli will miss. I don't know how long Kevin Boss will be out, but when he's in there, he is such a huge target.
And you think back to his huge reception in the Super Bowl against the Patriots 3 seasons ago as a rookie. Number 40 on first down. Bradshaw breaks free. Bradshaw inside the 20. And he is ruled down at the 1.
I tell you, Tony, Charles Godfrey has had a tough afternoon.
Wow.
Whether it's been some breakdowns in coverage and him not getting over the top when he's supposed to be, but watch him on this one. Watch number 30. He's dropping back. He's way back here. I mean, this is just... I don't know what he is watching, what he is seeing. I mean, he is not recognizing. You've got Sherrod Martin coming up in run support. He's dropping back, but he never recognizes that the ball has been handed off to Ahmad Bradshaw.
Just a bad angle, too. He's got to go and cut that angle off and come up at him and try and slow him down. Because Bradshaw could see in front of him, but you can't see those other guys that are coming back behind him to make the tackle.
Tom Coughlin has thrown the red flag.
The New York coaching staff has challenged the rule of the field, the ball being placed short of the goal line.
Once his knee is down, the play is over. So let's see where this knee goes down and where he's at. Knee is down.
That's a good call.
Yeah, I think the officials have that one right.
They got that one right.
Let's see this angle. Knees down.
Yeah, he's down.
Oh, yeah, he's down on almost the 1.5 yard line.
Yep. They actually might pull that ball back closer to the 2. They're inside the 1 right now.
No doubt about it. He was down.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm. With 17,000 agents, we've got the best lineup in the game. By GMC, the official vehicle of the NFL. And by E-Trade.
Giants challenged the last play. Was Bradshaw down? We think he was.
After reviewing the play, the ball carry is down short of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the 1.5 yard line. The Giants will be charged a team timeout and a challenge.
That one backfired against them because right now they got it spotted inside the 1.
Yeah, just what we thought. Right now the ball's down and it's a 1.5 yard line. That's a great call by the official.
So it goes in the books as a 39-yard run. That's longer than any run the Giants had during the 2009 season.
Well, that shows you the health of Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs today. Now, he had surgery in the offseason on both feet and one ankle, so he played hurt all last year. Brandon Jacobs played banged up all last year. I tell you, the change in this running game from first half to second, really the entire offense.
180.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and goal, and he is tackled for a loss by the combination of Connor and Gamble.
Well,
I'll tell you what, those Carolina Panther linebackers, they come, don't they, Darryl?
Who makes him move his feet right away, Tony? Let's see who gets in there right away. John Beeson taking on Madison Hedgecock.
Hey.
About 2 yards deep in the backfield. They're hitting it on the run.
Giants had Sean Andrews at left guard. They had Beckham, Beatty, and Seibert as tight ends.
Well, that goes down. We saw Kevin Boss on the sideline. Now your short yardage goal line package. You know, you've only got your one tight end, so you got to find 2 other ones.
Andrews remains in at left guard. 2nd and goal. Manning throws short. Pass was low, intended for Bradshaw.
It's like that ball slipped right out of his hands. They're on the sideline trying to keep those balls wet, but you see how dark they are. They are wet right now. You know, it's not coming down anywhere near how it was earlier, but there's still a little drizzle.
Bradshaw in the backfield. 3rd and goal.
Smith.
Smith in the slot. 3rd and goal from the 4. Inside handoff. Bradshaw to the end zone. This time he is in. Touchdown.
What a great call.
That was a nice play. You're exactly right, Darryl.
There's a series that's about to get away from you. You're thinking you're going to have a touchdown, or at least be 1st and goal inside the 1. It comes out to the 1.5. You have a negative play after that. So now you're out at the 4. You're staring at 3rd and 4. You bring in 3 wides and you run the football. That caught Carolina completely off guard.
Finds the extra point. Giants have scored on all 3 second half possessions. A field goal and 2 touchdowns. They now lead by 15. Matt Bradshaw with the most recent Giants touchdown. What happens, Darryl, when it rains?
It's starting to get a little misty out here. There was a little bit of fog on the camera, so we got Goose to run back and get some of that Rain-X stuff and get them on our cameras.
That's 21st century technology for you. With the Giants leading 31-16. Mike Goodson on the return. And he is brought down at the 20-yard line by Jason Pierre-Paul, the Giants' first-round pick.
This is a nice play. Watch, we're going to pull Rich Seibert around a block here. We've got a double down to carry. Beckham goes out on this, but watch the receiver. I think it's Mario Manaham's going to come in here, but Chris Gamble, he's got to recognize that and come off of it and go get him on Bradshaw. He wants nothing to do with this guy right now. Nothing.
They just stopped their feet. We've seen it time in and over and over. The secondary, they stop their feet. You got to run at the guy and take the angles away from him. He just stops his feet. It's a nice path for...
Panthers start from the 20 with Goodson in the backfield. Not Stewart, now Williams. And again, pressure on Moore, this time from Justin Tuck. What's going on with the Lions and the Bears? Kurt Menefee.
Emotional game for the Lions in Chicago. They lose Matthew Stafford to a shoulder injury. Sean Hill comes in, fumbles inside the 1-yard line. But the Bears get stopped 4 straight plays by the Lions defense. Detroit holding on, leading at 14-13, trying to get their first road win in 21 games. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Over.
Wow, what a goal line stand. That's
you called it, though. You called it. Look out for those Detroit Lions, Moose.
Matthew Stafford out, though. That's scary.
Sean Hill in, 2nd and 10. Matt Moore, down he goes. Back at the 11, Matthias Kiwanuka with the sack.
And this is so out of the comfort zone for the Carolina Panthers. They like the way the game was in the first half. It's 9-7. You're running the football. You're not behind. You can pick and choose how you want to throw your play action. You never want to be in the spot where you have to throw the football. And when they get there right now, it's going to be very uncomfortable for them.
3rd down at 18. Moore's pass is caught by Dwayne Jarrett for a first down. His first reception today. The New Brunswick, New Jersey native out of USC, a gain of 21.
What a heck of a throw by Matt Moore. I think it looked like it was floating, but it was just the anticipation on the break from Dwayne Jarrett was thrown so well.
He's got to get rid of that ball faster, though, Darryl. That defensive line is coming for the New York Giants right there.
That reception quiet of the crowd here at New Meadowlands Stadium. Moore's pass off the hands of LaFell.
Got to get that head around when you come out of that break on your slant. The ball will get on you quick. Brandon LaFell was not ready for this pass.
This is a young Carolina Panthers football team. LaFell, a rookie. 12 rookies in all. They are the youngest team in the NFL. Only 5 players 30 or older.
I bet you that jugs machine is going to be working really hard with the Giants and Carolina with their receivers and defensive backs this week.
Hey, yeah, slow down. Hey.
Second and 10, Moore off his back foot, slinging one downfield. LaFell, the intended receiver. Bruce Johnson on the coverage.
That's pretty amazing no call right there. The underthrown long ball when you don't have your head turned around. Bruce Johnson's in coverage. Brandon LaFell sees it. That's a lot of contact out there. Matt Moore, he hung in there as long as he could. Michael Boley came free right up the middle.
Third down and 10. Panthers must get to the 44. Moore to Jarrett once again. Wayne Jarrett with his second reception for a first down on this drive into Giants territory. Gain of 20.
Carolina does a great job of picking up the blitz on that one.
Yeah, but watch Mike Goodson, 33 on the left side. See, he slides all the way across. He recognizes the heavy part of the pressure is coming from the right. So he's got a cross formation. Good recognition by Mike Goodson to get over there and help out.
From the Giants 47. Moore on first down to the far side to Brandon LaFell. And LaFell picks up a first down, knocked out of bounds at the Giants' 33-yard line. A 14-yard pass play.
I'm very impressed with Carolina's offense right now. It looked like they were bogged down. They had the 3rd and 18 pinned way back in their end. The big throw to Dwayne Jarrett to get him out of that hole. They've really had some nice tempo since that time.
Drive started back at the 20-yard line. A look at Moore's numbers. On the 33 on first down. It's complete to Rosario. Michael Boley, the tackle. Gain of 3. Jeff Davidson, Panthers offensive coordinator. We approach 9 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Giants lead the Panthers by 15. Moore looking for Jarrett, and it's broken up by Corey Webster.
He's got to watch those floating passes like that, Darryl. That's when he did do it into the end zone and got picked off.
Because he's got a safety over the top. I don't know why he's floating him so much. This is a good job by Dwayne Jarrett at the end of this because Corey Webster's in position for the interception. Antrell Roll is right there. I don't know why it's sailing so much on him.
Jarrett was out of bounds also. He should have just knocked that ball down. He can't catch the ball. Stepped out of bounds twice.
10th play of the drive for Carolina. 3rd down and 6. Moore's pass intended for LaFell, and there is a flag this time. Again, it's Bruce Johnson on the coverage.
Yeah, and Matt Moore took a big hit from Justin Tuck down around the knee area.
Nobody blocked Justin Tuck. That's like the 3rd or 4th time in this game that no one's blocked him, and he's been direct right to the quarterback.
But I think they had to, Tony. I think they had to squeeze.
Pass interference. Defense, number 25. Spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
And so they've got everybody up inside, so you have to squeeze it. So you turn Justin Tuck free. You see him get to Matt Moore and gets down around the legs. They got Bruce Johnson this time on the pass interference. I tell you, this has been an impressive drive by this Carolina offense right here, especially Matt Moore hanging in there under a lot of pressure.
That was a 9th Giants penalty. Panthers gain 25 yards thanks to the flag. 1st and goal from the 4. Goodson alone back. Moore moving to his right. Now he throws, and it's dropped by Smith.
Just throw that one away, Matt. I mean, you've worked so hard to get down to this point on the field. Don't make a bad decision right now. You should have just thrown that one away. You watch right here. It's just one for the defense right now. They flushed you out to your right. They've got everybody covered. Too many Giant defenders down there.
Jonathan Goff keeping his eye on Matt Moore so he doesn't run into the end zone, almost like a spy in the backfield.
Second and goal from the 4. Moore with a low throw. Intended for LaFell. Webster on the coverage. And Goodson shaken up.
I didn't see what happened to Mike Goodson. He was in pass protection going up against Jonathan Goff on the blitz.
Looks like he got poked in the eye.
Here's Mike Goodson. He's going to come up. He should have Jonathan Goff in pass protection.
Goodson replaced by Jonathan Stewart. Third and goal from the 4. Moore throws to the end zone. It is picked off by Terrell Thomas.
There's another one of those floating passes that we saw earlier, Darryl. You got to put that thing on a frozen rope and drill it home because there's defenders. You got only 10, 11 yards. You got a lot of defenders right there. That's not the pass that you want to throw.
They had an opportunity to run the ball, and Tony, I don't know why they didn't take it.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Every model is backed by a 100,000-mile, 5-year powertrain limited warranty.
Terrell Thomas with the Giants' second interception of Moore in the end zone today.
He's had a heck of an afternoon today. Great job by that Giant defense taking it away. A gutty drive by Carolina, but I didn't like the play calling at the end of that. And in the previous possession by the Giants, we saw them get caught in a 3rd and 4. They run that nice little kind of counter out of a 3-wide set. The thing that Carolina does best is run the football. You get the pass interference, you're inside the 5. At least take one shot with your running game. Jeff Davidson elects to just try and throw the ball in, and I expected at some point, when you rolled the dice all the way down the field, some big plays, a couple of penalties get you inside the 5, and not one time did you give one of your running backs the opportunity to carry it in.
I totally agree. The pass got you down there, but you got to pound the ball in. You got 4 yards.
5-18.
Bradshaw on second down. Bradshaw out to the 25-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 5. Game 2 of our Fox doubleheader coming up. Many of you will see the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles for one of 2 NFC West matchups. Giants will have a close eye on that Eagles-Packers game.
Absolutely. Sam Bradford playing, getting his first start later this afternoon too. Interesting to see how Sam does this afternoon.
First overall pick by the Rams. 3rd down and 5. Manning's pass is high, deflected, and then intercepted by Godfrey. Charles Godfrey with his second pick of Eli Manning today.
I go all the way back to probably late in the first quarter, early in the second quarter, when Tony Siragusa makes the comment, why can't these guys just catch the ball? How many is it now, Goose? I mean, this is the 3rd interception off the deflection, but probably 6 total by the...
I would at least 6. Now, the ball's there. That ball's got to be caught. And we've had... it's got to be more than 6, Darryl.
That was 6'6" Ramses Barden, 3rd-round pick by the Giants last year. Deflected off the hands of Barden, and Godfrey returned it to the 12. Stewart in the backfield. Just under 7 minutes remaining. Moore handing it off to Stewart, and he spins down to the 11-yard line for a gain of 1.
Jeff Davidson not going to make the same mistake twice. At least he's going to give an attempt down here to Jonathan Stewart. But it's a 2-possession game. It's 6:40 to go. You've gotten great field position. Lean on the strength of your team.
Both teams have turned the ball over 3 times today. 2nd down and 9. Off the play fake. Moore throws towards the end zone. It is intercepted for the third time in the end zone. It is Kenny Phillips. So the Panthers give it right back.
I don't know what to say, Goose.
I have no words, Darryl. I don't know.
Giants, no interceptions in the red zone all of last season. 3 today. There's Matt Moore, the Panthers quarterback. He has been picked off 3 times in the end zone today.
No, he's giving the ball to the Giants 3 times. I mean, those aren't even hard interceptions. Those are just awful decisions.
Here's Brandon Jacobs on first down, running hard. And Jacobs picks up a first down as he gains 14.
All right, let's go back and see the third time he decides to throw into coverage. Take Jonathan Stewart right now. I mean, you've got the little bootleg. Take him right now. Okay, you don't want to give him the ball? You go to your second progression. There he is on the outside, Brandon LaFell. That is not an option, to stand flat-footed and loft the ball towards the goal line. Yes, Jeff Davidson, I agree. Tony and I are doing the exact same thing right now.
Yeah, you got to throw that ball away. That's not even a... You know, I don't even think he looked back to the inside to see the 2 defenders coming right at him. I mean, he's second-guessing himself right now. You just got to make better decisions than that. You got to understand the speed of these secondaries. They're going to come. If you loft the ball up like that, it's going to get snatched by the other guys.
Jacobs bottled up, no gain. So the Panthers going with the young quarterback and more. And Darryl can't bear to look. Yeah. The Giants on offense now. Panthers
every time,
offense on the sideline.
Every time. I mean, they work that hard to get down the field. You can't turn the ball over. You just can't. I mean, possessions are too valuable in the NFL. I don't know why he's continuing to make those decisions. And we talked about it in the pregame show, about this game, about Matt Moore with Jimmy Clausen being drafted. And I said it's his job to lose. And right now, I tell you, he did not start off very well. And if he doesn't want the Jimmy Clausen era to start, or people in Carolina to start talking about the Jimmy Clausen era, he better make drastic improvements during the course of the week.
They might be talking about it already. Jimmy Clausen, second-round pick out of Notre Dame. There's Matt Moore, who was undrafted, signed with the Cowboys. They tried to get him through waivers onto the practice squad back in 07. It did not work. Played by the Panthers. 6-2 over his first 8 NFL starts. Here's Jimmy Clausen. Panthers with 2 rookie quarterbacks. Their third-string QB is their 6th-round pick out of Cincinnati, Tony Pike.
Yeah, from the regular season undefeated Cincinnati Bearcats last year. But Jimmy Clausen now, and everybody will say this, he is advanced from understanding coverages and offensive football at the NFL level because of his time with Charlie Weiss at Notre Dame. So the learning curve is going to be a little bit slower for him. He'll pick this system up quick. I mean, Matt Moore, he's got to shrug this one off. And you can go to Jeff Davidson and say, I just made horrible decisions in the red zone.
You mentioned Sam Bradford of the Rams. Tim Tebow, 25th overall selection by the Broncos. Jimmy Clausen, the 3rd quarterback selected in the draft last April. Bradshaw wrapped up by Dan Connor. As we approach 4.5 minutes remaining, 4th quarter, first game at the new Meadowlands Stadium. We had a chance to visit the Legacy Club, the Giants Hall of Fame on the 100 level, with artifacts, memorabilia celebrating the history of this great franchise, interactive displays, Michael Strahan's locker from the old Giant Stadium, and the Super Bowl jersey of Scott Norwood.
That's a little salt in the wound right there.
Big time.
In the Giants Super Bowl display in the Legacy Club. Oh, the punt is blocked. The punt by Dodge is blocked and rolls out of the end zone. Greg Hardy.
He's had a tough day, Dodge, huh?
Yeah.
The Giants just don't want to win this one easy. They want to make this as difficult as they possibly can. Now, as a guy on the punt team, you have to understand that number 76, Greg Hardy, is a pass-rushing defensive end. That's what he makes his living on. So when you're up there in protection, you got to do a little bit more. I mean, he is almost back there when the ball gets there.
So it's now a 13-point game following the safety. And the crowd is chanting, "We want Fiegels."
I just saw Jeff Fiegels. He was down here in the end zone with me. We were talking. I told him to go find his uniform and better get dressed up pretty soon because Looks like the Giants need him.
Hey, I'll get on Matt Dodge about the line drives earlier in the game, but that's not his fault at all.
No, that isn't.
That's unacceptable up front. You've got to know who you're going against. And you've seen it on film. There's no way that Greg Hardy was not on the punt pressure team at one point during the preseason. I would be shocked if he wasn't there. So as the person who is over Greg Hardy, you have to realize that what he does is rush the passer and get to the quarterback, so you better be ready to block him.
It's Tom Quinn, Giants special teams coordinator. Greg Hardy, the rookie out of Mississippi who blocked 3 punts in college. 6th round draft pick by the Panthers this year. And now the free kick by Dodge following the safety. And the sarcastic cheers from the Giants faithful. Captain Muddling forced out of bounds shy of the 40 by Bruce Johnson. Coming up, many of you will see the explosive Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, as they take on young quarterback Kevin Cobb and the Philadelphia Eagles. Last time Donovan McNabb did not start an opening day game for the Eagles was back in 1999. 49ers and Seahawks, Cardinals against Sam Bradford and the Rams. That's coming up, second game of our Fox doubleheader. And for those of you in the home markets of the late games, in a moment you will be leaving this game, and we will switch you to the start of your game. 3:50 remaining. 1st and 10 from the 39, and Moore is taken down once again. Sacked for the 3rd time today. Back at the 30-yard line. Ball is recovered by Justin Tuck. Panthers turn it over once again.
Well, we talked about the defensive line in New York Giants being the heart and soul of this defense. It's just a great individual pass rush.
That's
by Matthias
one-on-one.
Kiwanuka. Yeah, it just takes Mackenzie Bernardo straight back. You got to get in front of him. I mean, you opened your shoulder. You gave him a short edge to the quarterback.
Second sack for Kiwanuka. 5th Carolina turnover.
Go down. Diamond.
The 4th Panthers turnover of this second half.
Omaha. Hold on, set.
Bradshaw breaks free. Out of bounds at the 17-yard line. 12 yards for Bradshaw.
He just runs hard, Darryl. I mean, he hasn't stopped. Usually, this early in the season, you'll see a running back, sort of slow down as the game goes on. This guy gets better and better, stronger and faster as the game goes on. Ahmad Bradshaw.
I don't think he could have made that run last year, Tony.
No?
I just think from an injury standpoint, he could not make that run last season.
I want to do a quick shout out to New Jersey State Police Detective Mike Yeager, who was in a horrific motorcycle accident in a coma. He's out of the coma, doing better. Just get well soon from your friends and family and the guys here at Fox.
We second that. Our best wishes to Mike and his family. Here's Bradshaw down to the 16-yard line, gain of 1 with 3.5 remaining, and the Giants leading by 13. Giants rush for only 8 yards in the first half, but they have turned things around here in the second half. They've also taken advantage of 5 Carolina turnovers. There's the new backup quarterback for the Giants, Sage Rosenfels, acquired just over a week ago from Minnesota. Giants signed Jim Sorgi during the offseason. He's on injured reserve. They have Rhett Bomar on the practice squad, who played extensively during the preseason. Second down and 9. Bradshaw once again. Now this game for Panther fans, Darryl, might be eerily reminiscent to their Week 1 game last year against Philadelphia at home. The Panthers committed 7 turnovers in that game. 5 so far today. They finished +6 in the turnover category last season.
Yeah, but it's just been both sides, and nobody's been able to catch the ball cleanly. And there's a rule in the NFL: you get 1 touch per pass. If you deflect that ball up in the air, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be intercepted. And we've had a bunch of those today. The big thing, I don't know what was said at halftime in that Giant locker room, but all the issues that they had in the first half, they were able to remedy those in the second half. They ran the ball much more effectively. Special teams coverage was much improved. They haven't made it easy down the stretch. The block punt and the interception deep in their end. They haven't made it easy. But the good thing for Giant fans is they were much improved in those critical areas from first half to second half.
Toss to Bradshaw. Tries to get it back inside. Loses the football.
You know, I'm not going to say anything positive until the game is over.
This is back.
This is the 4th Giants turnover.
What else could possibly happen in this game?
How do you win a game when you turn the ball over 4 times, the other team turns it over 5?
9 turnovers in the game.
These are the little, I mean, fortunately right now for the Giants, this can be a good coaching point, but, you know, the ball is a little bit loose right there for Ahmad Bradshaw. He's got to understand what the Giants are trying to do. You're trying to run the game clock out. You're trying to, you know, at least get a field goal, get some points.
It was Greg Hardy once again, the rookie who blocked the punt moments ago, who knocked the ball away from Bradshaw, recovered by Sherrod Martin. 9 turnovers in this game. So the Panthers back to work from their own 10-yard line. Moore in trouble. Down he goes. The football is loose. It is run out of the end zone by Jordan Gross. And there is a penalty marker down. We almost had our second safety.
I wonder how many times that happens when you have 2 safeties in a game.
Looks like Matt Moore is down also, man. He looks like he's hurting right now.
I tell you, Tony, I was surprised he got up from the earlier one from Justin Tuck when he got down around the knees. I mean, Matt Moore has just been completely roughed up this half. He's made some poor decisions, but the one thing I will never question about him is his courage in the pocket. And he has stood in there and taken some big hits throwing the football.
Holding, offense, number 67. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, 2nd down.
And we check in quickly with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Kurt?
Controversial finish in Chicago. Lions down by 5, 30 seconds left. Sean Hill hooks up with Calvin Johnson. Both feet down and goes to the ground. But in the process of getting up, ball comes out. They say he didn't finish the process of completing the touchdown catch. No score. Bears get the win, 19-14. Jim Schwartz and the Lions live it. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Well, at least out in L.A. right now, they can walk into the bunker and ask Mike, what did you think of that? Because in my opinion, right now, that was a complete catch. Catch, ball down, possession, I'm walking away, I dropped the ball. So Mike Pereira, I'm sure, was trying to explain that to our guys in L.A.
Osia Manura knocked the ball away from Matt Moore. And we have our first look at Jimmy Clausen, the rookie out of Notre Dame.
We just got word from the guys in L.A. They said they did go to Mike Pereira, and he actually said the call will stand. He agreed with the decision that was made by the officials on the field. Sure didn't look that way to me.
Mike Pereira, the longtime vice president of officiating for the National Football League. Now our colleague at Fox will be with us all season long. Clausen from the end zone. Well, you get to make your NFL debut with just over 2 minutes remaining, down by 13 in a hostile environment from the 2-yard line.
From the 2-yard line.
Welcome to the NFL.
Yeah. Where you know you have to throw, and you have Justin Tuck, Matthias Kiwanuka, Osi Umenyiora on the other side. You know, good luck.
In a game in which there have been turnovers on the last 6 possessions combined. 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and a safety. Here's Clausen out of the end zone. Can't find anybody. Tuck came close to bringing him down. Now he throws incomplete.
He better get rid of that ball.
For Rosario.
Well, here's another tough one, Tony. You need about 15 yards from snapper to punter, and they're not even going to have the full distance.
No.
And Jason Baker with his heels just inside the end line of the end zone. Well, the good news for the Panthers, they did not commit a turnover during that possession. Raynaud tackled at the 42-yard line with 2 minutes remaining from New Meadowlands Stadium, and the Giants leading the battered Panthers by 13. There's Jimmy Clausen, who replaced Matt Moore during that last series. 2 minutes remaining. Answer to a couple of questions, Darryl. After we talk about Game 2, Packers and Eagles coming up, 49ers and Seahawks, Cardinals and Rams. Game 2 of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Week 1 of the 2010 season. Panthers with no timeouts remaining, so Manning takes a knee, and we head to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
Well, for the third straight meeting, the Steelers and Falcons go to overtime, but it ends quickly. Rashard Mendenhall, 50-yard touchdown run, and the Steelers get the win over the Falcons in the opener, 15-9, 8th straight victory for Pittsburgh on opening Sunday. Kenny Moose and Goose?
Kurt, one of those prior games ended in a tie score. Giants running out the clock here. Giants 4 turnovers today. Last year, teams with 4 or more turnovers won only 4 times in 48 games around the league. Our game summary in this first ever regular season game at New Meadowlands Stadium. Hakeem Nicks with 3 touchdown receptions for the Giants. Panthers turn the ball over 5 times. Giants with 3 picks in the end zone. Giants with 4 sacks as well.
Just great pressure by that front. And then, you know, Perry Fuels brought in here his defense. The way he's structuring it is to create turnovers. One of the things that the Giants struggled in. And with that front line, that front defensive line, and the pressure that they generate and the amount of sacks, they should have more turnovers. They were able to convert that pressure today into turnovers. Interceptions, fumbles on hits on the quarterback. So Perry Fuel has a great start to his defense for 2010.
Boston Tuck honoring firefighters here in the New York metropolitan area as the Giants win their opener. Tough test next week on Sunday night in Indianapolis. Panthers will head home for their next 2 games against Tampa Bay and Cincinnati. So the Giants win this one 31-18. Thanks to our entire crew led by producer Barry Landis, director Michael Frank. For Darryl Johnston and Tony Saragusa, this is Kenny Albert saying so long. Coming up after these messages, the second half of your Fox NFL doubleheader.